And so this is where I see things going. And I think it's very important for people to be aware of this. How do you guard against it? Well, if possible, besides your dehydrated and freeze-dried foods and your water filter and the implements that you need to defend your family, you should have $5,000 in your safe in small bills so that if that kind of a thing happens, you'll be able to go out and spend them on food and things that are necessary, gasoline, etc. And so don't depend upon your credit. Depend upon some cash as well. And of course, those of you who have wealth of some kind, you would want to do that, but perhaps in a little bit larger numbers. Don't keep any more money in a bank than you need for 3 months operating expenses. Do not hold bank CDs. They're not a very good idea. They should be sold. And cash value insurance policy you should take the insurance value of cash out of them, and if you need insurance, get level term insurance instead, much cheaper. And in annuities, they should be sold because the stock market's going to go down. If it does, then the annuity value and the value of the insurance policy will go down as well. And so while all this is going on, and you've got these devaluations and revaluations of other currencies worth a dollar, they're all fiat currencies. They've got nothing backing them except the good word of some bank like the Fed or the Bank of England, which is a private bank as well, or some other central bank. So all of the currencies which have been going down against gold for the last 9 years, they're going to continue to go down versus gold. So the real money is gold and silver. So if you have investable funds, you want to be in gold and silver coins or shares or both. And that rounds out the financial picture. And there's a lot of people who are converting and have been for a long time. And if I'm right, and goodness, I hope I'm not, but I've been right about 98% of the time. If I'm right about a devaluation down the road, a lot of people are going to lose almost everything they've got unless they're holding gold and silver and unless they're prepared so that they can eat and pay some bills so that they can exist. This is not going to be nice. And so these are the things that you have to do.
Clayton from Louisiana chimes in and says, Mr. Chapman, I've taken your advice. My son took his re-enlistment bonus and doubled it. We've taken your advice and moved into purchasing small silver ingots and gold ingots, 1/10 of an ounce in the gold and half ounce in the silver. Do you think that is a wise move? It's something that we are planning on because we feel the paper dollar, U.S. dollar, will get to a point where just like you said earlier with the German Republic, it will become worthless. Do you feel that this is what all Americans should be doing that have any financing or any funding?
Yes, I do. And I've thought this for some time, and we called the top of the market in 2000, and we said it's time to buy gold and silver coins and shares. And we called the top of the market at 14,168 as well. It's important to do what you're doing. Now, one of the things that people should think about is that it may be less expensive to buy bullion, whether it's gold or silver, and whether it's 1/10 of an ounce or 1 ounce or whatever it is. That's good, and it's a less expensive way normally to buy, but not much so, because when you go to sell, if you sell to a dealer, you'll sell behind the spot. Now, I've always felt personally, and this is what I've done for myself, is to own gold and silver coins, and they have 1/10 and 1/4 and half ounce and 1 ounce coins in gold coins, and in silver as well. And of course you have 90% junk silver, which is the silver which was minted prior to 1964. And you can buy those in bags. Those are the old dimes, mercury dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And so the reason why I have recommended to do it that way is that all these coins are recognizable all over the world. And so if you want to get a gallon of gasoline and you happen to have an old quarter and somebody's got a gallon and they're willing to take the quarter for it, they know immediately what it is. Or if it's a 50-cent piece, or if it's 4 50-cent pieces, or whatever. It's easier to barter with a known quantity. Whereas with bullion, they might say, well, gee, Mr. Jones, or gee, Clayton, I believe you, but, I don't know that that's silver, and I don't know that you know it is, and it's not a coin, and so I'd rather not take it. And so I think you're better off with coins because they're distinguishable. I know that's a long explanation, but it's important that you understand it. And it's just like people who have a lot of money, they should get some bullion coins. But the real money in a bull run in gold coins is in mint state graded coins. The premium's a little higher. But they're limited in quantity because they're not made anymore. And during the last bull market, they went up phenomenally. We saw the MS-64, which didn't exist at that time, but the equivalent of that, go from $500 to $5,000. Now, today the same coin sells for around $1,700. And that's when gold was $850. If gold goes to $2,000 or $3,000, the numbers will be very high. And as far as the shares are concerned, that's where the most leverage is. And sometimes you can buy shares like in the last bull market of the late 1970s, which I was very involved in because I was the largest gold-silver stockbroker in the world for 28 years. I saw many stocks go from 35 cents to $50. Many others went from $25 to $200. Even during the Depression, home stake mining went from $36 a share to $630 a share. So it all depends on how much risk you want to take. So those things should be kept in mind. And all of you people who got questions about that, all you have to do is email me, bob@intforecaster.com, bob@intforecaster.com. Free of charge, I'll answer your questions. Sometimes I have to call people depending upon what the situation is. I don't mind doing it, whether you're subscribers or not. I'm here to help people. Of course, if you subscribe, that helps. That covers our expenses. And besides, on the email, we publish twice a week, and anything that you need to know will be in that publication. It runs about 35 or 40 pages each time. So we really cover the waterfront.
I understand. I got a question here from Fred. Mr. Chapman, I recently came across an index that compares gold prices versus Dow Jones. And basically, this ratio looks at how many ounces of gold it takes to purchase the Dow, assuming every point in the index represents a dollar. In 1980, when gold first hit its all-time high, this ratio was 1-to-1. Mr. Chapman, do you think it could go there again, or where will it go? Where will it go? 1-to-1, 1-to-2 ratio or is this a legitimate chart way of looking at gold price index?
Well, it's a legitimate fact because it happened. Whether it'll happen or not, we can't say. Will the market from where it is now go down to 1,000? Possible. Not probable, but possible. That means gold would stay exactly where it's at right now at around $940 an ounce.